The Arcturian Group Message. November 10, 2013. Greetings. Much change is now taking place and more is coming on ever-broadening levels. We see that the manifestations of your awakening consciousness are beginning to surface and manifest outwardly. Do not expect change to fit into a concept that you may hold regarding how these changes must look, for that is very human and there are many who still preach and believe that ascension can only appear in a certain way. We wish to speak of creativity. The belief that mind and brain are the same thing, and that the brain is the only creative source is where many have gotten off track. This is only natural, as it is what you have been taught, to look at the mind-brain as creative source, and indeed it is, but not in the way mankind has been led to believe. Mind is an awareness tool, and what it is aware of depends upon one's state of consciousness. The brain is the machine that keeps everything running, the material sense of omniscience and a storehouse of knowledge. What it works from and stores as information are the contents of universal world consciousness, 3D concepts and beliefs. As the brain becomes more educated in truth through your deepening evolution, it will begin to use that information instead of the old. The brain is a busy fellow who notices when something is not running according to its programming and will relay that to you through pain or stress. Dreams often seem very bizarre simply because the brain is not programmed to understand some of your nighttime experiences and simply makes something up based on the information it has. Many believe that the brain is creative, and struggle to create with it, but anything created on that level will always flow from what is already known, the matrix of world consciousness. A person can change the form somewhat, but it will remain an end of what is already known and therefore never new. True creativity flows forth from a deeper level, an infinite creative source within you, and thus its creations are always new and fresh, having never before manifested. Creativity is never limited to education, status, income, job, etc., for all are in and of source, and all thus have access. You can never be without your creativity, for it is you, and new ideas of every form and variety will begin to flow forth as you open to and allow it. Pause often to stop and go within, silently acknowledging your oneness with all that is. This opens the door and allows whatever ideas you are in need of, to flow forth. Art, music, or literature brought forth only from the brain, is limited to whatever is already known and is easily recognized in uninspiring music or books. Many sincere hard-working artists are unaware of this principle. Believing that they create from their brain, they don't understand why they are only drawing forth what is already known with occasional glimpses at true creativity. Drugs became popular with many artists simply because through drugs they found that they could transcend the brain and access deeper levels of creativity. They did not understand that creativity is everyone's birthright and can flow through an artist infinitely in ever new forms once accessed. Art forms created from deeper levels of creativity automatically act to draw forth a corresponding energetic response, which is why there are those termed masters whose art you may not even like or understand, but are drawn to. Creativity is not limited to the arts, but is true of every new and heretofore unknown idea that comes into manifestation. Scientific breakthroughs come forth not from the brain, but through a well-trained and scientifically educated brain, and often seated by scientific minds on the other side working to help mankind evolve. The individual mind translates information from infinite source omniscience into recognizable form, whatever is needed for that individual. A musician does not receive ideas regarding scientific breakthroughs because his brain has not been prepared to understand this information. The painter will probably not receive ideas for new literary works or a fabulous new recipe, but the writer and the chef will, although throughout time there have always been those evolved souls able to receive on more than one level. Famous scientists, artists like Leonardo da Vinci represent very evolved states of consciousness, those who never fully close the doors to their inner awareness. Everyone has creativity within them because it is who and what you really are, creators. Learn to get out of your own way, away from forcing the brain to create. Artists, sit in front of your blank canvas and just begin, no thinking, allowing the work to unfold. The more this truth is realized, the more it will manifest outwardly as the creativity you are seeking. Mind translates your state of consciousness into whatever forms are personal, necessary, and understandable for you. Never compare, for that which represents completeness for you may not be considered completeness for another. Qualities valued in third-dimensional thinking often involve only the outer appearances of a person, place, or object. You witness this daily in the world's obsessive hero worship, the imitation of movie stars, the rich, the famous, or anyone considered important. Hero worship is based in the false belief that you are less than them, less worthy, less lovable, of less value. Never, ever believe yourselves to be less than dear ones, but understand that only you can change the issues of your life experience if they seem to be less than. It is only because you believed yourself to be unworthy or less than, that allowed your mind to perfectly translate that belief into your experience. All have had lifetimes of wealth and lifetimes in poverty, lives of fame and quote-unquote importance, as well as lives as servants, because all experiences are needed in order to spiritually evolve. Everything is energy, it is the substance of all that is. The higher frequencies of divine truth are seen and experienced as light. Over eons of time, false beliefs of duality and separation caused this energy, personally and globally, to vibrate more slowly, becoming heavier and dense. There are certain places, battlefields, bars, etc., where you can easily feel these denser energies. Some still choose to resonate with the denser energies, but increasingly many do not. Never be afraid to acknowledge and let go of something, no matter how familiar, once you realize that you no longer resonate with it, for this simply means you are moving to a new level. Even if you find yourself mired in issues you cannot easily escape from, begin the process of realizing who you are, and knowing that appearances of good or evil have no law to support them or hold them permanently in place. This awareness will begin to break the illusion, the substance of appearances, and serves to move you to new levels. We are the Arcturian group. Channeled by Marilyn Raphael. www.onenessofall.com